So thank you for your time for being part of this interview and all that. Now, last question is, what should the title of this making of video should be?
Exactly that. Making of Dan. I think that'd be cool.
Or, it might sound weird, but like Dan's conception might sound a little too weird.
Maybe just the making of Dan, or...
That's Dan. But it's D-A-T apostrophe S D-A-N.
How did this idea originate? What were your main inspirations?
The idea came around sort of like in perfect timing in a way. This is because the 48-hour film challenge is coming up in March. I know there's like several different genres we're going to be given to and all that. How about I like plan a whole bunch of stories, you know, for each genre. So I have a story ahead of time, and if I give it in genre, let's say I'm given horror, I could pull out this horror outline I wrote and go, okay, we use this horror outline to like, you know, start filming and all that. So I will have spent more time filming than actually, you know, try and come up with a story and all that. And around the same time, I was caught wind of these two film projects I was very interested in from film history. One of them was Orson Welles' adaptation version of Don Quixote, but set in modern setting. Orson Welles would never finish the movie himself, and there was like another project, The Man Who Killed Don Quixote, the Terry Gilliam movie, and I saw like two documentaries, He Dreams of Giants and Lost in La Mancha. Lost in La Mancha was about like him trying to start filming Don Quixote in the 2000s, and then failing. He Dreams of Giants is when Terry Gilliam actually finally gets to make and complete The Man Who Killed Don Quixote. Let me write my own little story of Don Quixote. So I wrote this like short outline, basically parodying the windmill scene, because in the story of Don Quixote, there's a very famous scene where Don Quixote thinks there's giants, but they're actually windmills. So I wrote about that, but I was like, there's no windmills here in town. I write, he's fighting against a tree, and he thinks that's a great beast. And I Americanized the names a bit. Don Quixote became just Dan, and Sancho Panza, his squire, became Sammy. And I thought this funny idea was like, what if instead of like a charming fella who we root for to like, you know, conquer his dreams, it's a guy from a mental institution who escaped. Sammy is basically the worker of that mental institution. He's trying to get him back, but he has to play up Dan's fantasies of him wanting to be like this great adventurer and finding this great love who he has never really met, only seen across the street walking by, Daisy, which in the story it was inspired by Dulcinea. So that's how the idea came by, but I never used the story because when I entered the contest and all, I was given the spy noir genre. Since then, I just like periodically work on the script of it. I wrote more ideas about it, like stuff I knew I wouldn't be able to film, so I was like, okay, let me just get this outline that I wrote fully complete as a very short script. Could get around to like filming this one day. But it was around like early summer, I basically had a final draft. And I wasn't sure about filming it during the summer because it's like how I'm going to get people over to like be in 100-degree weather with me and all that. I wouldn't have an issue with it because I will be filming and all that. Afterwards, I premiered CIA Ninja. Hello everybody. Welcome to the premiere of my new short film CIA Ninja. And I remember Lolo like telling us like, oh, if you want to do any film projects in the summer, let us know and all that. And me and Jordan were like saying, we're both unemployed, so we have a whole bunch of time and all that. So July 1st, my dog died. Her name was Stella. I wasn't really in the right mental state and all that. It's like, it's just really horrible. Like, this is like the first time I actually lost an animal and like they didn't run off. But now I never saw them again. But then I was like thinking about like, you know, Ridley Scott's brother died when he was trying to make Dune, and he left that to like work on Blade Runner because there was already a script for him. Maybe I should do the same thing. It was like July 8th, so it was like a week later and all that. I called up my friend Paul because we worked with each other on CIA Ninja. Do you think anybody would be interested if we start filming in the summer and all that? And he's like, oh, well, yeah, partly, you know, everybody's like free during the summer, and they said like they're willing to help out. At the time, I was doing writers meetup where we talk about our screenplays, and I remember Lolo showing up for the previous meeting I was in. So I was like, okay, what if I just bring it up to Lolo and all that? I'm not sure what role she'll be in. So on the writers meetup, somewhere in like early July and all that, I met up with Lolo.
Hi, I'm Lolo Previtali. and I was a production assistant, a behind-the-scene filmer, and transportation for one day on set for Dan.
Can you talk about how we met each other?
We met the spring semester of 2024 in Mr. Frieda's beginning editing class for the spring semester. Yeah, I don't remember how we actually interacted, but eventually we did in class, and yeah, that's how we met.
Also in the meeting was Brandon and Jenna. I knew Jenna from beginning editing, but I didn't realize it was her.
Our interactions weren't really interactions. I think we both just kind of kept to ourselves. I mean, some people in that class didn't even realize I was in that class until like 3/4 of the way through. But the editing class was fun. I had a good time.
So after the writers meetup ended, I was like, "Hey Lolo, I have a script," and I just yoinked out the script and handed it out to her and all that. I was like, "Yeah, I have the whole script. I have everything planned. I want to start filming it." She was like, "Yeah, sure."
Everyone was talking about their own ideas, and then you just kind of pulled out the script, handed it to Lolo, and I remember both me and Brandon were like, "What is that? We want to be a part of projects over the summer."
And you were talking about your script, Dan, and I asked if you had any roles for me to work on it with you, because I love working on movies with other people. I love seeing people's visions. So I jumped at the opportunity to try to work with you because I thought you were a very interesting person. So I was very fascinated to see what you would do.
I've worked on a lot of films. I've directed, I've done a little bit of cinematography, I've done lighting, I've done kind of everything.
I made a few films for the 48 Hour production manager, so I was in charge of getting everything shot on time and getting all the sound effects done for the movie. Then for our final project, I was the cinematographer.
And so then we got in it and talked to you, and it all just kind of worked together.
I was like, "Okay, I'll email you the script later tonight or next day and all that. Let me know what you guys think and all of that."
I remember thinking that it was good, but it was still in the rough stages, just a little bit, but it saw the potential, so I was really excited.
And we created a group chat afterwards, and we were trying to figure out who to cast as Sammy, because I already knew from the beginning that I was going to play Dan, because I was like, I always think of myself as the most available actor I ever know. I'm more like an actor by convenience, because like everybody else is busy. I was like, okay, I guess I gotta play these characters.
And you know how Dan thinks because you wrote Dan.
Yeah, yeah, and well, if someone played the role, I'd probably like explain to them and all that. Lola recommended me to talk to Jordan.
I am Jordan David Laudenslayer. I play Sammy and Dan.
Describe our first encounters with each other, which I believe it was during beginning editing class.
Yeah, we met in editing class in Frieda's editing class, and he sat in the front and he talked about ninjas a lot. He hit me up on Instagram saying, "I know you don't have a lot of you're not working right now," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not working." And he asked me if I would like to play Sammy and Dan, and I said yes.
So I asked him to be a part of the project as Sammy, and really liked the script and all that.
So that's what got me wanting to play Sammy. I read the script. I thought it was like a fun story, and just sounded really fun. And that's when I decided I wanted to be part of it.
And we were trying to come down to having a production meeting so we could figure out, okay, what do we need? Because Jenna was doing lighting, Brandon was going to be the camera operator, and I was going to be the cinematographer, so I'll be like behind them, like telling them what to do. We set up a production meeting, take place on their next writers meetup right afterwards, but it was getting really crowded because like there was a lot of people just meeting there for the writers meetup. There was also a lot of people in the bar, just like, hanging out there in the bar. So I was like, this place is getting too crowded. Let's go down to the Starbucks. We were supposed to leave like right after the meeting, but Jordan and Lolo kept talking to these other two people and all that. So I had to patiently wait for them. I was like, okay. And I kind of felt like Jenna or Brandon were kind of get agitated about this and all that, which I don't think they were actually really, but I knew she told me she was trying to be on point and on schedule for the project itself. They eventually stopped talking and we headed off to Starbucks. We went through the downtown area. I knew there was a festival there and all that, but I didn't realize we were going to go through it.
And this was during a little festival thing downtown that they do like every month.
So we went down there. Starbucks is closed. I was like, okay, where should we have our production meeting at?
And Starbucks was closed, so we just skipped that and started walking around, and we sort of kind of talked about Dan and everything while walking around, and we got the idea kind of like laid out there and the steps that we were going to do from there.
I wouldn't qualify that as a production meeting, to be honest, because we kind of just stumbled upon like the Friday's farmers market, whatever, like first Friday of the month, and we're more interested in all those things than Dan. I was the only one who was kind of like, okay, let's focus on Dan. We're here to talk about Dan. And like Brandon got a drink and Jordan was doing something else.
I remember that day fondly because I got a strawberry horchata and Wingstop.
But it was a good like chemistry bond for all of us, I think.
And Jen was asking me, like, so what do you actually want to talk about in the production meeting? I was like, well, mostly, like, filming schedule-wise and lighting-wise type of stuff. She was like, okay. So we hanged around this table area. What I realized is that Lola didn't read the script.
I remember, I think that's the first time I actually read the script. I was kind of behind everybody else on reading the script.
I gave her my script. I was like, okay, read that and all that. So she was reading. I was explaining. I was like, okay, what do we need? We're going to be filming in the sun. I don't think we need, like, anything complicated. It's like, Jen was, like, telling me, oh, we need light boards, you know, you figure out to, like, conventional lights so that won't be too hard in shadow. I was just thinking about to my previous film productions where I dealt with just filming in the sun. I was like, I never really thought about light boards. I just like, it's the sun. I don't have to do anything too complex. But Jen was like, very like, you know, we gotta use these and all that. I was like, okay, I have some like lighting umbrellas we could use and all that. It might be a little too awkward to hold in a way. Oh yeah, I told them that we're going to film this in black and white. Because this was after the decision I made, we're going to film in black and white. And they kind of look at me in shock. Like, you sure about that? That might cause another problem with lighting? I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure about that.
Now that I've done like behind camera and then editing, I've always been very wary of making final decisions that you can't go back on. So that was my reason for the shock, was you're going to film it in black and white. You're not just going to put a filter on it. That was the only thing that was like, oh, okay, you're dedicated. And that, but it worked out. It looks great in black and white.
So you said you were interested by older directors and older films. Is that why you picked the black and white overlay on the movie?
Sort of like that, mainly with Orson Welles, because he shot the entire film in black and white. But also chose the black and white mainly because it's like, people have this bias that black and white equals old. So I put that perspective to my film and all that. And so to like set it up in a way, the time period might be a little loose. There's no like set time period with the film. I knew I'll be filming at, you know, Jacob Myers Park in Irving. I know there's going to just be dead grass there because it's the middle of summer. It's not going to look really nice in color.
I thought it was a really cool idea. I've never seen anything like personally, like firsthand, filmed in black and white. So it was really cool to see this from an acting perspective and behind the scenes. It was a unique choice, and it went really well with the story. It brought a lot of the imagination to the viewer.
I remember being confused when I read it. I was kind of like, how are we gonna get this like monster? And you're like, keep reading more and it'll make sense. And the story twisted into something I didn't even like anticipate. I thought it was really interesting.
And then she finally read the script and was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know we were doing something about a mental patient.
But I read a little bit more and I understood that Dan is a delusioned character who believes he's seeing a monster, and that he escaped from his the mental facility, and that his doctor was trying to chase him.
Afterwards, we decided to have a production meeting here at my house. And also it was like for rehearsal because it was like the day before filming on Friday, so this was Thursday. And the funny thing I told him is that, are you guys allergic to dogs? And because he usually hangs around in this house, this is my dog Pimple. And they're like, no, and they were kind of surprised to see him. It was a welcome addition to the production meeting. Jordan didn't show up in time, so I was talking to Brandon and Jen. I was like, oh, here's all my lighting umbrellas. We could use these and with like a big white piece of paper. She was like, no, let's just sit with the lighting reflector I have. I was like, oh, okay, and just like put my umbrellas away. You're already so tired.
I just remember discussing what our opinions were of the story and if we wanted to change anything. I like the story as is. The only thing we changed were fixing a few grammatical errors and stuff like that. Small fixes to the script, no changes to the script. So it was really fun to read over it, have Jordan read his line, have you read yours, and like discover your vision.
I showed him my storyboards and all of that. And basically, Jen was telling me, you guys should set up a shot list. See, like, on the production meeting, you guys set up a shot list or, like, you know, give storyboards and all of that. And I was kind of awestruck about that. I was like, wait, what? Because, like, I never really work with storyboards in a way. It's more like I show up on set and figure out where to put the camera and all of that. And then just start storyboarding the final scene. Dan and Sam are talking to each other and all that right after the hilltop scene. And then, like, what happened was that I just focused on that and didn't have time to do any of the other storyboards aside from a few concept designs here and there. Like, for example, the concept design of the hill shot and all that.
I was like, this is going to be a good movie. Because I liked the storyboard you had for the zoom out or zoom in shot, because you hadn't really made up your mind on what you wanted. And with that shot, I was like, that's a cool shot.
This is probably not the right words too. I kind of like shoehorned it in. I was like, oh, let's make a little homage to Orson Welles' Don Quixote. There's a shot in that movie where Don Quixote is with his spear and he's standing on top of this mountain, and like the camera just slowly zooms out. And I was like, oh, let me do that, but I don't have a spear, so I'm going to use this katana I have, which is this prop right here. So I used this during as a prop mainly because I didn't have anything else for Don Quixote's famous spear. So this is like my spear in a way, but it's a sword. Jenna was kind of surprised about the storyboards. It was like, oh, it looks like a little movie, because it was like I did it like shot by shot.
They were just very descriptive. I remember going through, like, you had each frame, like you could have animated it together and it probably would have flowed well because you did every single frame. So they were very well done, and they took a lot of work, I could tell.
That the storyboards executed the story really well. It showed us how what you wanted it played out step by step. I want to say like a lamp. It showed us the way of how it was supposed to be done.
You know, we got like the visual idea of what we're going to do for like that scene and all that. The other scenes is more like figure it out on the spot, but I already knew kind of an idea to do it. So we had very high hopes at the end of the meeting. Lola wasn't able to show up at the meeting, which was unfortunate. He was there at the meeting.
Oh, it was fun. Brian's dog was there. He was chilling in his room, in his little bed, in his bed in Brian's room.
He was like looking at us and like looking like, do you have guys food? You have food here and there?
I think we were more distracted by your room, but we got through the reading. Your dog's very cute. It was definitely a challenge to like make sure everyone's organized, but you had those storyboards and that was really handy. I think it went smoothly. We laughed a lot. We had to bring ourselves back on focus, but it was good.
I recall that you were there first on set. Tell me, how does it feel like to be first on set before the director?
Dude, it was I was chilling in the car listening to music. I was just waiting for everyone to get there.
That just happens sometimes, you know. It's not a big deal. People arrive at different times. Things happen, traffic, you know, you can't plan for everything.
I wasn't sure if I was at the right park, to be honest, so I just waited till I saw, I think it was Brandon and Jenna who showed up first. And then I was like, oh, okay, I know I'm at the right park now. But before I was like very isolated and kind of nervous.
I remember getting some snacks beforehand, which was really helpful. Doritos, love that. And I think I had like a Dr. Pepper. It's really good.
During the first day of filming, we were supposed to get like the scene where I attacked the tree, and also the ending scene where Dan and Sammy are walking with each other and like hang up out of nowhere, cut to tie a card.
Day one was pretty simple, just a lot of point and shoot for the most part. Brandon was able to use the tripod. I was able to use the reflector, which was nice to control some of the light. It's hard to battle the sun.
Because I was trying to get the film more progressively done, so I didn't thought about too complex camera moves. I was like, okay, camera stays here, I'll do my shots.
Scene 5, take one. Oh my god.
And action. My god, this beast won't fall under my sword. Ah!
Then we slightly move it a bit. Then we have Jordan does his shot. You know, the camera only had to move 1 foot. So Brandon, we're going to do 2 shots with Jordan here. We're going to do like we're going to do a wide. That's the camera here. Then we're going to do a close up so we get the audio of Jordan. Because I'm fearing like, you know, he might be a little too quiet for the camera to pick up. Like we don't want the audience doing this while you're trying to watch the movie.
Action.
Whew. That's not a beast. That's a tree.
Which I realized during the editing that wasn't really necessary, but it gave an interesting contrast where we had like, you know, different shots that said like wide.
I love being camera operator. Even though I wasn't the cinematographer, I still had control over the shot, and you trusted me in confirming if the shot was good in comparison of what your storyboards were and what your vision was. So it's a big badge of honor. I wanted to make you proud.
There was a lot of people there that were walking around in the background and stuff that you guys couldn't see on camera, but they were always staring at us and like we were weird, which is fine, it's cool, whatever.
Well, I was just filming background work, and I was kind of helping Jordan, David Laudenslayer, get into a little bit more confidence. You know, he was pretty nervous actually to get going in front of the camera. Yeah, I was just kind of talking him through it before he started filming. Cool, smile. Oh my, do another pose. You're mad. Oh, you look like you're gonna attack me.
First day of filming was probably the hardest day of filming.
We spent a lot of time getting the first scenes done because mainly for the fact that Jordan kept forgetting his lines.
Scene 5B, take 2.
And action.
You fool! You're not attacking a beast. It's a tree.
What do you mean, Sammy? You aren't blind, right?
Look behind you.
I can't believe it. You had distracted me and let the great beast run away.
Again, no great beast. Fuck me. I'm
That
sorry.
line delivery was way better.
What is it?
Let's keep going.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. It's on roll. Okay.
Again, there was no beast. You were attacking a tree.
Again, there was no beast. You were attacking a tree.
Plus, no large beast.
Oh yeah. Plus, no large beast would escape so silently.
You may be right. It was probably not a beast.
So it was kind of difficult to deal with that.
He ended up doing really, really good. He was getting nervous because he kept on forgetting his lines, but we'd help him and it was fine. You just cut it out and it's okay.
I know we had some bumps with like camera and Lolo being in shot with all of our equipment and things.
I love being camera operator.
How did it feel like filming the big zoom out shot?
That was my favorite shot. I loved it. Immediately from like the storyboard, I was excited. And then actually shooting it and seeing the final product, it was perfect. It was exactly how I wanted it to turn out. So you did a great job with that. And it ended up looking perfect.
Keep rolling. Try and go back. I'm on the log here, man. Demon spirit, if we ever fight again, it'll be with my heavily blessed sword.
We got it.
How does it look?
Great.
So I had to go to the bathroom, and of course we're at Jacob Myers Park in Riverbank. They have like little bathroom huts throughout the trail, and it was like probably like a 2-3 minute walk to the bathroom hut.
I remember the bathroom that smelled like a dead person.
And when I was walking back, there's a guy that's like, hey, just warning you, there's like a weird guy down up that way that you're headed to. And I was like, oh my god, thank you so much for letting me know. I really appreciate you looking out for me. And while he's telling me that, this lady who was on a jog, like in her jogging outfit, walked by. She's like, yeah, I saw a weird guy back there, but I was just trying to mind my own business and go.
And that Lolo talked about how people approached her like there's a crazy guy with a sword and all those things.
And then I was like, oh my god, that's my friend. We're just students filming a short film. Like, it's no big deal. I don't remember what he said to that, but it was pretty funny. I don't know, people were convinced that you're weird. And yeah, I just walked back and just continued doing what I was doing.
Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't think we were bothering anyone. Also, it was a pretty large crew.
That's just how the first day went. A little chaotic. It was mainly fun though, so it was enjoyable.
But I think it went okay. By the end of it, we had the hang of things.
But overall, a great experience. Actually shooting was really fun.
We were still figuring out like where we were gonna set up and shoot and everything.
We went location scouting after filming the scene that we weren't able to film one scene. I was like, well, no, we weren't able to film one scene.
We were location scouting for the last scene, which was the walking scene with you and Jordan. And we found the spot that you liked. That's where I got a lot of stuff in my shoes and my Crocs. Because there was gravel, weeds, dry grass. So I was just having to trek through all of that in Crocs and shorts.
We went around the park, which is a really big park. I was surprised.
Yeah, I remember we were looking and we were kind of talking about everyone's schedule and how filming the next day wouldn't be like something that would work for everybody. So we had to plan it back out a bit further.
And they're like, yeah, this is kind of too far. Walking down, it takes a lot of time to walk here and walk back. So let's just like do it like more closer to the entrance of like this long pathway. I was like, okay, yeah, we could do that.
Because the first day we kind of were like, oh, we don't want to go this far. We have to go. We're tired. It's hot.
We didn't get to explore too much because I had to leave to go to work.
People have jobs, so I don't know. It kind of just felt like we were exploring the park more, but it was cool.
Yeah, we explored, and it was cool to explore in costumes after filming the first few scenes we did.
But we still hadn't found the shot of the bird in the tree, so that was pretty disappointing. But at the very last second on our way out, we found a bird, and you were able to grab your camera and get the shot that you were looking for. It ended up being a really nice looking shot, especially with like the silhouette of the bird being like distinguishable from the branches and the trees around it. Still tell that that was a bird in there.
Afterwards, we like left the park and we hang out and ate pizza and all. And I went back home and I did not have good sleep the night before filming because I was very paranoid and nervous while like making this movie like right after I got the crew assembled. Mainly because I didn't want to like ruin their expectations of me. So I was worried about like them and all that. It's like, oh, I'm working with new people. What happens if something goes wrong? It's on my fault and they no longer want to work with me again because of this one project. So I was worried about that. So I took a nap and I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, it's 7 a.m. Guys, we gotta get ready to go head to Burbank.
I remember receiving that text. I think you were trying to get everyone to meet at Myers Park again, and you were panicking.
You said something about filming, and I was like, I don't remember us talking about filming, like, at this time.
And everyone was, like, panicking on the low.
You freaked Brandon out a little bit because he was receiving the text, and he was like, wait, are we supposed to be on set? And he started to freak out a little bit.
Everyone was like, what do you mean? We just got done shooting.
And I just remember texting you back like, no, right, it's still Friday. You've gained a whole day. You're okay.
He's like, oh, my bad. I just woke up from a long nap.
What happened was it was already sunset. So I thought it was like
Sunrise.
Yes. I was like, oh, I'm sorry guys, I just woke up from a nap.
It turned out all good. It was cool. It was funny.
So Saturday rolls around and there was some poor communication on my part because I was on the assumption that Lola was going to drive me to filming like she did on Friday. So I was like, hey Lola, can you like drive me there? She was like, no, I'm already here at the location and all that. I was like, wait, what?
I was with my brother because he had ended up needing the car. So I took him and we ran to Jack in the Box real quick.
Jordan was there with Lolo, and Brandon and I were on our way.
I went to the location and you guys hadn't gotten there, so Jen and I went to go get some coffee and we were waiting at Dutch Bros.
He ordered like the nitro coffee. It was like this big, like $8, because he was ready to gun it for film day.
Dutch Bros has 2 lines. They had a long line and a short line. So I went into the short line and the person who was outside taking the orders just took the orders of all the people in the long line. And I ended up waiting for 20 minutes before my order got taken. And then I had to wait another 20 minutes to get my coffee at the window.
Oh, Jesus. Everybody's there while the directors sit back here and all that. So I called my son. I was like, can you like drive me there and all that? She was like, yeah, sure. But it's already like 9 o'clock. And we were supposed to finish like at 11 because like Brandon had work to do at Best Buy. So Jenny suggested just like cancel and reschedule. I was like, oh, okay. So I had to call my stepmom again. It's like, oh, no. Don't get out of bed. We're going to cancel it and do it like another weekend. She was like, oh, okay.
So I spent $10 in almost an hour of my life getting coffee.
Sorry about that.
I mean, I'm more mad at the employee who skipped my car several times. At least 4 times. New people kept on pulling up to the long line and they got their order taken before I even got like a hello. So I should have thrown my coffee back at them.
And then Lolo called me, and then I saw that Brian wasn't able to make it. I was like, damn, dude. I woke up so early for nothing. And I was so tired, too. And I think I ended up going home and taking a nap after that.
It was just something we had to swallow. Things like that happen where schedules just don't work out. But it was definitely like, we came all the way to Riverbank. But it's okay. Yeah. We'll have another day.
It was fine, you know.
And then my parents were kind of concerned about this. I was like, are you sure they're not lying to you? Because it happened before when I was working with my friend Emmett, where he would cancel on the days of filming, and I'll be working with like nobody. Today's like day 3. Technically day 3 for filming this movie. Oh, we got like delayed this film so much. One thing, our cinematographer Emmett is not here. He didn't pick up the phone about 10 times or respond to any of my text messages. Yeah, this is true, Dad. Like, you don't have to worry about this. So I was really nerve-wracking directing. He's like, oh, I did this. Well, now they're going to think low of me now. The next Saturday came around and we actually, got things done and all that. Jenna showed up. Lola was able to show up. Brandon wasn't able to show up because of work. How did it feel like that you are now in the position of being the camera operator / lighting person while Lola and Brandon were gone?
It was definitely hard. It was just everything kind of got dumped on me. Being a one-person crew is not fun, but I actually really like the challenge.
Jordan, let's do a test run. You start running from the hilltop. We're going to do this test question and all that. You start running from the hilltop and come over, stop there and stop over here. Just in case we rehearse it. Okay. Alright.
Take 2. Wait, take 1 supposed to be?
Yeah, good.
Alright. Take 1, scene 2A, and action.
Second camera, we're rolling. 3, 2, 1, and action.
Dan! Dan, come back here. Stop running away from me.
That was take 2 this time.
Now it's take 2.
Alright, take 2. 3, 2, 1, and action. Go back to position, Jordan.
Wait, how does it look from back here, though?
Oh.
Because the sun is, going away right here.
Yeah, you need to move
Forward. Wait,
forward.
back. Yeah, there we go. So kick it a bit more.
And a little more forward.
A little more forward.
There you go.
There we go. Magic spot.
Dan! Dan! Come back here! Ah! Fucked it up, you guys. Dan, come back here! Stop running away from me! Cop. Are you recording this?
I'm bored. Don't hit your head. If you do, make it dramatic.
Make it dramatic, yeah.
3, 2, 1, action. Cop.
That was cool.
I know Daisy was my true love since I saw her outside those windows carrying those daisy flowers. It made me want to get out of that prison. Now I'm here as a free man to be with my love who has the same freedom as me.
I understand.
Do you even know where she is?
Do you even know where she is?
I do. Another thing I'll tell her when we get married.
I don't have memory.
Oh Jesus, save this. This is also completely dark, by the way. You both are in shadow.
Let's switch to the other side of the table, guys. Oh Jesus, save this fool.
But to answer your question, from I read from those geography books at the institution's library, she headed towards the east. So as we continue our journey, we could ask the locals if they ever saw her.
For someone who's delusional, you seem smart on a few things.
As I told you before, when we first met, I am not delusional. I am just a dreamer who will not let their dreams die.
Finn.
Well, we have time to let those dreams be true.
Well, we have time to let those
may have
dreams be true as long as it's short.
As long as this journey.
As long as this journey is what?
The journey won't take long.
As long as this journey won't take long. You heard?
You should not worry. This journey will not. This won't be any just ordinary journey. This will be a magnificent quest.
And then we lock arms and skip along.
We're off to see the wonderful Wizard of Oz. What was the exact? I keep forgetting that line, like the exact words aside from the last line.
To see the wizard, the wonderful wizard.
No, the dialogue.
Oh, the dialogue. Oh, I thought you were done.
The director hasn't called cut.
Go cut.
Yeah, the last day was the most fun because I'm not gonna lie, I kept forgetting my lines, and it was just kind of funny to see me forget my lines. I mean, I'm not a great actor and all, but I will be hopefully someday. But it was just funny to see.
Say that again, and I'll leave a scar on your face.
Remember now, Dan, violence never solves
Let's
Finalist?
take it from the top.
Okay.
We were filming the final scene and it took us like several takes to like get that scene right. And I was wearing leather shoes. I was like, damn, my feet are burning and all that. And they're like, well, let's just get this done so they no longer burn. And Jen told me that. I was like, all right.
Damn, how are you memorizing this? Well, we may have time to let those dreams be true as long as the journey won't take long. I forgot it already. We might have time to let those dreams come true as long as the journey doesn't take long.
You don't have to worry about that because this ain't no ordinary journey. This will be a magnificent quest.
We got it done. Jenna did great with the camera work. I did not do so well with remembering the lines. Brian was awesome. He was on his game.
Even though walking backwards on a winding, uneven path in the heat, trying to maintain frame was insanely hard, and we should have had one more person for that. I like the challenge. I like being able to do it, and I hope that you liked the footage that I got, because I don't get to be on camera that much, so I'm a little bit rusty.
But we enjoyed it. We had a fun time shooting. 3-person crew, that's including me and Brian, and then Jenna.
But it ended up going well and all that, and we like decided to venture off into the woods, you know, just hang out.
You think it's what?
It's a chimney. You know, fireplace?
Can we come look at it?
You want to walk through all that?
Yeah.
So I'm presuming this is like, you know, like a chimney, like a fireplace and all that. And over there's a gate, like an entrance. Maybe this is more of a post-credit scene. 3, 2, 1, look at it, and action. Dan!
Oh shit, there's a spider. Hell no, thank you. We explored this behind the gate. There was a gate there at the park.
So yeah, there's the pathway, and you see there's like electrical pole over there, and people go down here.
And Brian went further out than anybody. I just barely went over the gate, and Brian went like a good 20 feet out, and he was just exploring with his sword.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Should we run? I have his camera.
Yeah, we should.
Oh, there's like
You have a camera and lighting equipment now. You can start your own production company.
Hello.
Anything to say?
My shoes are filled with weeds.
She's on a log too.
I am. So is he.
Yeah, how do you think today went without Lolo and Brandon?
Probably would have been like much more easier and faster if we had them, like, you know, more helping hands are going around, but we managed with like 3 people here, and like I think we did a really good job today, like on what we were able to accomplish, you know.
You did the best job.
No, I feel like you did a good job. You're getting better at taking all that. Probably would have been more difficult if it was just like me and Jordan here and all that, but like at least we have you, Jenna, so that's a good thing and all that. Yep. We got all the ideas, and we're like, oh, we come up with better ideas. After that, I proceeded to edit the short film and all that.
We have Pimple right over here, blending in with the dark, unfortunately. This is his head, you know. What we're doing, Pimple? We're editing the video right here. We're editing the movie. Excited for this? Seem pretty tired. Oh, bless you. Alright, we're going to edit this now.
What do you thought of the footage when you saw them like in edited form and all that?
I was surprised how well they fit, the black and white and the way that you cut them all together.
You posted them to a shareable link on YouTube, and that was the only way you could view it. And I watched every single one of them, but I didn't like I didn't say that in like a mean way. I mean, like, I enjoyed it. Like, I watched every single one of them.
You always ask for feedback, and I always loved everything you had. I really had no notes there. So actually seeing it stitched together and seeing all the scenes that weren't sent in the group chat made the movie so much more enjoyable. Because there was some parts that I recognized, but majority parts that were brand new, especially since I wasn't there to see those scenes being filmed.
And it was cool. I got to see the process of Brian and kind of like what was going behind his thoughts when he was making the video, editing it, and
Seeing it filmed and started to be put together was really rewarding.
it was cool. It was cool. I was very grateful to be shown those before the final cut, so I could see like what was going on.
I thought they were really cool, actually. I thought those shots were really cool. I loved the black and white, and I loved how you chose red font. It looked really cool.
I like the opening credits. They reminded me a lot of like classic Disney, like Mary Poppins.
Why?
Because it's like a title sequence of like establishing shots with the names fading in and out.
And did you ever watch the full rough cut version of it when I like shared like the entirety of the short film like combined together?
No, and I had a reason for that because I knew you were gonna show it in somehow that we were gonna see the final one, and I wanted to see that one to be kind of surprised by it being all put together. So I'm sorry, but I purposely avoided it because I kind of do that sometimes with films. I'll avoid trailers and things because I want to be surprised.
Made the music for it, which was kind of an interesting experience because I never really do music for my short films. I don't really get like royalty free music, but this one was like I was using like this electric keyboard they had at the college recording studio, so I was like making my own music.
Take 5. Let's do that again if we ever have to fight again.
So one of the last things I did for the short film in post-production was doing ADR. It was kind of difficult to do ADR because it was like my first time trying to dub over something, because I never do really ADR work for any of my short films. But I did this weird way where I just take clips from another take. Like let's say like I have take 1 and the visuals look good, I'm not liking the audio, so I take the audio from take 2, sync it up, and most of the time it works out and all that.
I am not delusional. I'm just a dreamer who won't let their dreams be just.
We may have time to make those dreams true.
I am not delusional. I'm just a dreamer who won't let their dreams die.
We may have time to make those dreams true.
Because the camera was too far away, we didn't get good audio of it, so I had to do ADR.
If we ever fight again, it will be with my heavily blessed sword. Okay. It's a good thing like my face is covered in shadow, so that way you won't see my lip flaps like that. Take 8. Let's begin yet again. Demon spirit, if we ever have to again, it will be my heavily blessed sword. Take 11. Let's go again. Dun dun dun. Demon spirit, if we ever have to fight again, it will be with my heavily blessed sword. Let's do that again. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2. Demon spirit, if we ever have to fight again, it will be with my heavily blessed sword. Gotta respect those Hong Kong film dubbers. They did this every day.
And it was quite difficult to sync it up and all that. I did about 12 takes. And I was like, oh, I'm happy with the 12th take. Let me just do 2 more for safety reasons. Because I am kind of superstitious. Like, oh, if I do 13 takes, then it will end up horrible. Let's do 14 takes.
Demon spirit, if we ever have fight again, it will be with my heavily blessed sword.
Seeing the final product and you dubbing over it, the dub over that shot made it so much better.
It was kind of noticeable. Like, do you notice that or no?
Notice that it was ADR?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I just actually felt fluid. I want to talk about your movie poster. What do you like about it, and how did it come together?
So this basically came around the last minute, I would say. I knew I want to give out posters, like a similar thing I did with CIA Ninja where I gave out posters. I made up a quick design and all that. This is from like an outtake we did trying to film the final scene. And we were going to the opposite direction and then we realized it wouldn't be working. Jenny couldn't get the dog park owl frame. So we're like, okay, let's film it in reverse. By this time, us going down the other side of the path, there's all just trees and leaves in the background, no dog park. And I just found this interesting image to use for the poster, and everybody seems to like it. What was the feeling that you had where I announced that we're going to premiere on this day at Frida's classroom and all that?
Kind of like, oh shit, sorry. Or, oh crap. We're actually gonna see it finally.
It's currently about 3:40. So what I'm going to do now is print out the posters for the premiere of Dan. There's like a den in the grass. Yeah. It's technically like a behind the scenes featurette, but
oh, yeah. Is this like the behind the scenes?
Yeah, so I'm premiering my short film in an hour and a half. And I'm documenting that I have to print out posters before the premiere in an hour and a half and all that. But what's your name, fella?
Troy.
So right after class, the day of the premiere, I went to the printers in the library because they offer free printing and also in color. So I printed about like I think 17 of them and headed over to the Performing Arts building at my college. And it's supposed to be at my former professor's classroom, Mr. Freedom.
I printed about 17 of them. I would have printed 15, but I was like thinking like, I think I invited more than 15 people over. I sent an email yesterday to Mr. Frida about like where I invited up to 15 people and all them. A few of them said yes, we're going to show up, but a few of them said maybe.
So I printed 17 of them, but just like, you know, it's a random number, so 17. I could say like a funny story, like, oh, it's because I knew a girl who skipped home when she was 17 with her boyfriend, which did happen. I actually knew a girl who actually did that and all that. I met her once though at a very boring birthday party that I wanted to leave at 7 o'clock. The classroom is currently occupied by the like one camera production class. I exported in their version the short film. It's like version 6 or 5 if I remember correctly. It's mainly to fix up some audio hiccups I noticed. Describe the day of the premiere.
It was slow going at first. I think there was like a little bit of a lull when people were wondering why so many people were hanging behind, like class is over, why are they still here?
So it was good to actually meet up during class, because then you were able to get everyone here on like a schedule that worked best for all of us.
Like better.
Jordan, how do we feel about the premiere coming up in less than 20-30 minutes?
I feel pretty cool. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really fun.
You did get to see the rough cut and all that.
I did. I got to see everything you sent, so thank you.
Well, you told us that we had a dress code to wear a Hawaiian shirt, and I don't own Hawaiian shirts, so Jordan, David Laudenslayer came with Hawaiian shirts for me to pick from. I mean, dress code. It fit really awkward on me, but I think that was the appeal.
Michael, may I bother you from your homework?
That's the reason I wanted to see it.
How do you feel about the premiere coming up in 20 minutes or 30 minutes?
I'm curious what's gonna happen. You haven't told me anything what it's about yet.
Wait, you didn't see the teaser yet or no?
No.
All right. Yeah.
It'll be first impression. I'll see what it's about.
Oh my god, I am so excited. It's a movie I've dreamt of my entire life, and now I'm finally free to watch it.
I don't believe you, but okay.
I mean, you should.
Okay.
I felt super comfy being in my button-up shirt, excited to watch the movie. So it's a very eager countdown for me.
Describe your button-up shirt.
It was my dad's, because he has Hawaiian shirts, and so I texted him, and he was like, take what you want, don't ruin it, because he prides himself on those shirts.
It was fun. I really enjoyed the clothing attire part of it too.
Mr. Frida, I'm recording you without asking your permission first. How do you feel?
Kind of got that when you had the cameras pointing at me. Hi, Brian.
How do you feel about the premiere coming up in 20 minutes?
I'm excited. And I got my chips.
Yes, your chips and all that. There they are with your apple juice. I brought my Mountain Dew as well. Actually, I should have it next to the computer. It's going to heat up. I forgot, did I send you the teaser for the short film yet or no?
No.
So you technically have no idea what's going to behold us.
That's what makes it more exciting.
Nick, you made it to the premiere.
I did. Congratulations, Brian.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to watch Dan.
Nick, how do you feel about the premiere of my new short film?
I feel so excited. I'm ecstatic. I've been waiting for Dan to come out for at least a few months.
I think I brought it up back in July, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, even before then, I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And, I'm really excited.
Might as well start handing out posters.
Because this is going on my wall. It's gonna be a picture of my face and your face.
Yeah. What do you think of the picture used in the poster here?
I like it. It's not a picture of me with like my mouth open, looking weird, like you know, because I get a lot of pictures like that of me sent to me. So I'm happy with it. You did good on this. What else is she supposed to be showing up?
Let's call them out on this behind-the-scenes video that will be later released on the internet. Alright, so Alfredo's coming by. Nicole, are you familiar with her?
Yeah, I talked to her. She said she might be coming.
Alright, let's look at the text messages. Sean just texted me that he's not going to come by.
Yeah, Sean left class. He doesn't like class.
Paul, I invited AJ, but she's not staying.
Oh, you're not staying for this?
I have to drop her off. 2, I have a...
You're both not staying for this?
2, I have an exam.
This is all on video.
Nick said he's going to come by.
This Nick?
Yeah.
Nick is here, so.
Yeah. Jordan said he could come by.
That's me.
Brandon's here. The entire crew is here, which is amazing.
We need more.
Jenna, how do you feel that the short film is going to premiere in 10 minutes?
In 10 minutes? I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm a little nervous. I don't know what you've put together.
All right, everybody.
This has changed like a lot.
Hello?
Yeah, Brian?
Hello, everybody. Thank you for showing up to the premiere. We're starting about 2 minutes early and all that. But I just want to tell you ahead, we're going to start playing the short film at 5:15, and presumably around 5:13 or 5:12, I'm going to like give a short introduction about it. Hope everybody's excited and all that. You seem excited, Mr. Frito. How does it feel that you get to see the premiere of Dan, my new short film?
I'm excited. I'm really curious. Your trailer was fun to watch.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited, like with the rest of the people here to finally get to view it.
We never interacted with each other that much.
No. I think this is our first time meeting. I think.
No, we met each other at December 3rd on a Sunday at the extra shoot and all that.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
But this is our first time interacting. So how are you feeling about the premiere so far?
I'm feeling a little nervous these past few days and all that. I was like, ugh.
So how are you feeling now? Are you still anxious?
A little anxious, yeah. Let's see, what time is it? Oh yeah, we still got time and all that. A little anxious about it.
What do you hope that the audience like feels or thinks after your film?
I'm not sure, because I think of it of a certain way and other people think of it of a different way and all that. And usually sometimes maybe positive. It's like, oh, I like the way you think about it and all that. Welcome to the audio commentary of Dan. It's very strange to hear an audio commentary during the making of the film, but I might as well do it now because throughout the screening, everybody stayed mostly silent while watching the film, which is good on them, and also allowed me to talk about some facts about making this film that I did not mention in my interview. Right there was a jump cut, because the first half of the shot had some camera jitter I want to get rid of, so I decided to only like stabilize that part of the shot. One of my friends, when he saw the film, he was kind of making fun of it because how often my name appears throughout the credits. I'm a man of many skills, so my name appears often in the credits for my films. Although this was also the film I found out the depressing fact that nobody reads the credits, because one of my friends, AJ, who is in the screening, and you see her in the documentary, she found out months later that I did the soundtrack for this film, even though right there you could see my name is under the music credit. Yeah. This shot right here, I filmed the alternate angle, shot in color, of course, that you see earlier in this documentary. I decided to play this out in one shot, mostly because I thought it would be more visually interesting to do it like this way for the film.
My God!
This bird shot, I was not happy with it after I looked at the footage. I wanted something to match more to the storyboard, but after I shared the footage with the crew, they were like, hey, why not use this shot? This looks really cool. So I kept it and did not spend time to like make another shot and all that. This is slightly zoomed in. I was trying to hide the tree, and of course I did not want the tree to appear and all that to not reveal that Dan is attacking a tree. But I forgot to mention that to Brandon because he included the tree in the shot. So I had to like zoom in a lot. Throughout this scene, I wanted to keep Dan and Sammy separated from each other by not having them in the same shot until the end of the movie. This is because I wanted to show the fact that, of course, from watching the film, they are two very different people. So I purposely did not film any wide shots as we were filming this scene and only filmed like, medium and close-ups of each individual character. Although there is that deleted scene where they are finally together before they walk off. I usually prefer wide shots of filming two different characters talking to each other, but this was the exception for that.
Demon Spirit came here to try to eat that heavenly bird, and you know why he couldn't fall under this sword?
During this scene, I also used a shot where you see the camera's more slanted and zoomed in. That was the shot where we filmed Lolo accidentally filmed Lolo in the corner of the frame. But I still want to use it because it had some good parts in it, so might as well work what you had.
Demon Spirit, if we ever have to fight again, it will be with my heavily blessed sword.
It seems like a few people did notice that ADI dialogue, but in any case, that transition shot right after the hilltop shot, that was filmed by Jenna on the second day of filming, and I was trying to look for a good shot to transition to the next sequence of us walking down this path, and saw those few little seconds of that behind the scenes footage, and I thought that would be a good transition shot if I flipped it over and slightly zoomed in. I wonder if anybody actually noticed that, especially the crew and all that. It would probably be fun to find out afterwards.
Ever since I saw Daisy outside my windows, seeing her carrying those daisy flowers, I knew I wanted to get out of that prison. And now I'm here as a free man. To be with someone who's free as me.
That close-up was like really great and all that. I know something about it, me like coming forward in front of Jordan was like a great close-up and all that. Thanks a lot, Jenna.
From reading those geography books at the institution's library, she headed towards the east, and as we could travel, we could probably ask the locals where she went.
At the end of the scene, of course, it's us going over the camera. This is because we shot so many takes, we never got to the end of the scene itself. So when we got to the end of the scene, I decided to improvise by like putting my arm over Jordan and just like walking over the camera. But that nearly hit Jenna, and we did it for another take, but we didn't hit her.
Magnificent quest!
What do y'all think?
I was kind of impressed. I was like, just watching it on Frida's TV was really cool because then we all were kind of experiencing it for the first time.
You know, kind of like what I was saying earlier, I really loved the black and white aesthetic with the red font. Super cool with the music. I don't know, it just gave an energy.
Which I really enjoyed the music. I showed my mom and she thought it was kind of scary. I'm like, you're tripping. Sounds cool.
I loved it. I loved the aesthetic of it. I thought the black and white color spectrum of it worked very well for some reason. It gave it like a 90s indie movie aesthetic, especially with like the film grain, the aesthetic. So I thought I ended up looking perfect. Exactly a movie that I feel like I have nostalgia for, even though I just watched it last week.
Of course, my favorite shots are the shots that you do on a hill, and I don't know, it was just cool to see it all completed. It felt interesting to see because I was there seeing some of Jordan's lines be delivered, you know, and it was so cool to see. It just has a different feeling when you watch it fully edited, and yeah, I thought everyone did such a good job.
Again, it was very nerve-wracking, but in the end, everyone liked it, and I'm happy with it. And in the end, as well, I saw opportunities for me to where I could grow in my acting and do better for the future.
But I thought it came out really cool, and I noticed like you love to film at Jacob Myers, and it really works out for you because we always end up getting these really cool shots, and I'm not really looking at the camera, so it's always like a surprise. I can't say that I anticipated anything in specific, but I was surprised on how nice it looked.
We had a bunch of stars and celebrities like Nicole, local famous actress, and Alfredo, local film buff.
Oh wait, screw those pigs.
Screw those pigs.
2, 3.
Bro, I was trying not to laugh.
And the premiere was interesting because I also was really nervous during that premiere. I was like, what is everybody going to think about this? But it seems like everybody really liked it from what I could tell. And like, I'm not sure if the footage I captured, but my face was just completely drenched in sweat and all that.
Aww.
I think I'm feeling more better about that.
Oh, it felt like an actual Hollywood premiere. So it was fun to see a bunch of like film members of our community show up, even if they weren't involved. It felt like it was a community effort. So it was really nice to see people I wasn't expecting.
It was cool. Everyone was wearing their Hawaiian shirts.
It was really fun to see like Alfredo show up, and Nick, and Nicole, and a few others who I did not expect, and Nicole followed the dress code.
Nicole was there and made me Jordan sign like a poster and all that. I was like, I never do autographs, so this is pretty awesome and all. And I did one for AJ, and Paul asked for one, but I rejected it. I was like, Paul, I know you. Could you describe the whole experience from being part of the production to seeing the short film itself?
Exciting to see how your excitement for this story translated into shooting, editing, doing music scoring for it, and then having that final product be exactly what I envisioned it because you gave me such a clear vision that I could see it in my head before I actually viewed it at the premiere. So it was a very fun experience to go through all of that and get an end product that lived up to the expectation that I had, and even surpassed it a bit.
Are you proud of this project?
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of this short film that we were able to do. I'm pretty proud of like the people I was working with. And so it was like pretty interesting to me, like working with the crew this time around. It keeps me more engaged with the film, I would say, and all that, because like most of the time I'm by myself doing all this stuff and all that. So this is a pretty interesting experience.
I always love being on set when we're filming a project, you know, especially with, you know, our group of people. We're all friends, you know, we're more than just, you know, creative collaborators, and so I really enjoy hanging out with everyone. It was just me, Brandon, Jenna, Jordan, and you. It's cool. It's a cool memory.
It was just a fun experience. I'm grateful to you, Brian, for having me be on there and just be part of it. I'm very blessed to be there. So thank you.
It was just nice to remember that project that we did over the summer that like kept us all in touch. You could bring the boxes in here.
No, I have like my bags and all that. Yeah, that's a better idea.
Do you want help?
No, I can bring them.
Okay. Now I'm just here with the cameras on. This is kind of like looking into a person's eye, like you don't know which one to focus on, because they're super close together. I had a good time filming, that was a good experience.